Hey guys, welcome to my class Python for Beginners. And this is one of the two classes where I'm going to teach you some cool stuff about Python. From the 15th lecture onwards, we're actually going to advance to object-oriented programming. So before advancing to OOP, I actually wanted to teach you people some cool things you can do with Python because of the nature of Python's inbuilt functions and how you can utilize those functions to make your code look cool or make it easier to read or whatever. First, I want to talk about a few commands that work on strings. The lower, upper, split and join commands to strings. For example, let's open our shell, guys. Okay. So let me declare a string S in a sort of camel case where some letters are uppercase, some letters are lowercase. This is the string. Now you want to convert this to a string where all the characters are lowercase. So you just say S dot lower and done. So you can assign in P is S dot lower and you can print P. Similarly, the same string, if you want all the characters to be uppercase characters, we just say S dot upper and this is lower in uppercase. Now the next thing is a function on string. It's called the split function. So suppose you have a big sentence and you want to split that big sentence into its constituting words. For example, let's say this sentence is hey dude, how are you doing today? Okay, so now you want to split the sentence into the words constituting the sentence. What you do is you say sentence dot split and this gives you a list of all the words inside the sentence. So the split function can also take a separator. For example, let's say you had a list L, or rather you had a sentence S which was hey comma how comma r comma u. Now you want to split the sentence based on the comma as the separator. So you say S dot split and split it on the comma. So now you have your, notice these trailing spaces, these have come because you gave the comma as the separator, not the space. Okay, let's see if this thing works. I want to give a comma and a space, both as a separator. Okay, this gives me one single string because a comma and a space do not occur in sort of. Oh, I've given a space and a comma. Let me try giving a comma and a space. Let's see what happens. I want to give a comma and a space, and there you have your constituting words. Alright, so the next function is the join function. For example, so take an example where you have terms is equal to A is the list containing the following elements A, B, C, D and E. Okay, now you want to join or concatenate all the elements of terms. What you do is you try to concatenate with an empty string, use the join function on it, pass it terms. This gives you A, B, C, D. Similarly, let's say you wanted to produce the string A, B, C, D and E. Now what you do is you say I want to join all the elements of terms with the hyphen, and there you go. Alright, so guys, let's move on to our next topic today, which is on sets. So set is used for identifying all the unique elements in an iterable object. For example, let's say my set is equal to the set of elements 1 3 5 1 3 4 5 4 5 6 and 7. Okay, now you print my set. Set only has 1 3 4 5 6 7. So whatever object was passed to set, the unique elements from that object are now extracted and put into this new type, which we call as set. Similarly, let's say I'll tell you some operations that work on sets. Now, first is the length operation. You can say, what is the length of my set? And it is 6 because there are 6 unique elements, 1 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, now you can check if 3 in my set, and this is true. 8 in my set is false. Okay, now in sets there is a concept of a subset and a superset. A set is a superset of another set if all the elements of the other set are contained in this superset. For example, let's have a set 1 which is equal to the set composed out of the following elements 1 3 4 1 3 4 5 and 6. Now set 2 is the set of the elements 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Okay, so if we say if set 1 is subset of set 2, this is true, and set 2 dot is superset of set 1, this is also true, because S2 is a bigger set containing all the elements of S1. set 2 is the superset of set 1, whereas set 1 has fewer elements than set 2, so it is a subset of set 2. The other concepts on sets are union and intersection. So if you try to take the union of two sets, it will give you all the elements from set 1 and set 2. So if set 1 was a set of elements 1 2 3 and 4, and set 2 was a set of elements 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, rather let's say set of elements 4 5 6 7. So set 1 dot union set 2 is a set containing elements from both the sets 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and of course 4 is not repeated because a set has only unique elements. Now the intersection of two sets is intersection. Oops, there was that intersection set 2. This is just 4. Intersection is the common elements between the two sets, elements that are common to both the sets. Difference of two sets. So now we come to the concept of difference of two sets. So set 2 dot difference set 1 is a set 5 6 7 because set 2 is currently 4, 5, 6, 7. Set 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the difference of set 2 and set 1 is all the elements that belong to set 2 and do not belong to set 1, which is 5, 6 and 7, since 4 belongs to set 2 and also belongs to set 1. So other operations on sets are you can clear a set. So you can say set 2 dot clear, and now set 2 is empty set. You can add an element to a set. So you can add, let's say, a number 3 to a set. So now set 2 is 3. You can also remove an element from a set. So set 2 dot remove 3. Now set 2 is again empty set. Pop function will remove and return an arbitrary element from the set. So if you try to pop the set 1, it will return element 1, and if you check set 1 now, it doesn't have element 1 in it. Pop function on the list works differently, and it pops out the last element of the list. For example, you have the list L is equal to 1, 2 and 3. If you say L dot pop, it pops the last element. Now L is 1, 2. If you say L dot pop again, oops, not L dot poop, L dot pop, it pops the last element, which is 2. Then if you print L is 1, L dot pop again, it's 1. Now L is empty list. Okay guys, let's come to the last topic for today. It's on list comprehensions. So these are a fun short way of constructing lists. They're a cool thing to learn and may or may not be a cool thing to use depending on whether they make the program easier to read or harder to read. So let's start with an example of list comprehensions. Okay, so we say S is equal to, we open the brackets, X for X in range 10. So what do you think it does? Well, the open and the closing brackets, this one being the closing, so being the closing bracket, and this one being the open bracket, indicates that we are trying to construct a list. So what is the element of the list? So the elements of the list are going to be the first term that appears here. It's based on this condition. So for X in range 10, so for X in range 10, you take out the X and append it to the new list we are trying to create. This is the list. Another example. Now you say, let's say we want X for X in range 10 if X is an even number. So we want X to be appended to the new list, which is derived from this particular for loop. And the for loop iterates over all the elements 0 to 9 and checks if a number is divisible by 2. If it is, then you append that number to the new list. Basically, this notation is a short form for a notation like this. For code like this, let's say you declare an empty list. Now you say for X in range 10, if X ampersand 2 is equal to 0, and that means if X is divisible by 2, you want to append X to X, X to S. So this is the list. So the code in 3 lines has now been just converted to a single line code. A more complicated example, let's say we take the same example where we found all the pair numbers from 1 to 10, from 0 to 10 with sum to 10. So we write a tuple I comma j we want for I in range 10 for j in range 10 if I plus j is equal to 10, and S is now this, which is just a short form to write a code like this. So we declare empty list, we say for I in range 10, for j in range 10, if I plus j equals 10, s dot append ij. Basically, the quantity which appears last in the for loop kind of a code is usually the first quantity in our list comprehension code, and the rest of the code is sort of a similar, just that it's written in a line and does not have these colons. Alright, and finally let's come to an example where we want to enumerate a deck of playing cards, and the cards are numbered 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Jack, King, Queen, Ace. So Jack, Queen, J, K, Q, A stand for Jack, King, Queen and Ace, and the decks are S, H, T and C standing for spades, hearts, diamonds and clubs. So we want to write something like my deck is R plus S, for R in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Jack, King, Queen, Ace, for S in S, spades, hearts, diamonds and clubs. And we print my deck, and my deck is this 2S, which is the 2 of spades, 2 of hearts, 2 of diamonds, 2 of clubs, followed by 3 of spades, 3 of hearts, 3 of diamonds, 3 of clubs, and up to ace of spades, ace of hearts, ace of diamonds and ace of clubs. Guys, with this I want to end today's lecture, and next time we're going to see some really cool inbuilt Python functions. And keep up the hard work and see you next time.